So why would a family controlling a company essentially give up the company? Why not at least roll the dice or go into bankruptcy and see what happens rather than pay out first, then go into bankruptcy? It's confusing for a non-lawyer like me. Fortunately, I have a very good healthcare attorney with us right now, David Pietro. What is the legal benefit here? David, if you can just steer me through this, whatever the emotions rightly attached to this, it is a very unusual deal, isn't it?
It's sort of like the asbestos cases when the claims are so large and there's so many that there's not enough money to go around for all the potential plaintiffs and the states that are filing in these cases as well. So the bankruptcy is inevitable. Either Purdue's going into bankruptcy or they're going into bankruptcy with an agreement with everybody, which will give the plaintiffs and the states more money, and it will set up this public trust that allow plaintiffs to submit claims and be paid, and this trust will be managed by a federal bankruptcy judge and trustees. And the reason why this is good for the Sackler family is they've been sued individually in this case. So they want to prop up a good deal. Otherwise, if they don't prop up a good deal, the suits against them individually can go on. And if they can be proven that they knew about it, they could have personal liability in this case.
So help me with all the other pharmaceutical makers that might be kind of shaking in their boots right now, thinking there, but by the grace of God, could possibly go us. What are we looking at here?
Could be bigger than tobacco. I mean, we have McKesson involved, Johnson & Johnson. These are companies that are the largest in the world, international companies, and they have the money to make payments. And I believe you're going to start to see more and more verdicts as these cases, these bellwether cases, come forward and in front of the judge in the Northern District of Ohio, where these cases are. Right. I think you're going to see verdicts that are going to be in the billions, and that you're going to see big money verdicts come out.
All right, so a lot of people were interpreting the Johnson & Johnson settlement in Ohio for a little over $550 million, and that would be a sort of a low level figure, and it was interpreted as much that maybe the burden wasn't going to be as onerous for these guys. That's wrong, right?
Totally wrong. And I think by these drug manufacturers telling doctors and patients that these drugs can be used like Advil, everyday painkillers, they addicted wrongfully so many Americans, innocent people, that are now addicted to heroin and other drugs to compensate for their opioid addiction that for the last 2 decades just really decomposed so many families in this country. Honestly, this is corporate. There needs to be some corporate responsibility. And I think these are righteous cases that the plaintiffs in the states are filing.
David, thank you very, very much. David Pietro, again, this is not done. To David's point here, there are expectations that other companies are going to get caught up in this, and the storm has just begun. We kind of intimated that yesterday.